Welcome to lesson number 4, Unified Pricing Rules and Price Floors. In this lesson, we will learn what exactly are they, how to implement them in GAM, and what are the best practices for you to start applying them. Let's check it out. What exactly are pricing rules? Unified pricing rules, you can organize your inventory to maximize revenue. You can create different rules per each ad unit or run general ones with different target CPMs or price floors. With the latter, you can guarantee that all winning bids will be at least as high as the floor price. Let's go more into deep with unified pricing rules. With these, you can target different creatives, sizes, geographies, types of inventory, and more with different price CPMs. You can create up to 200 rules in GAM with different combinations. Taking this into account, remember that you have different pricing options when you decide on your pricing rule. Later on, we're going to check on the implementation, how exactly do this work, but the first option that we have are the floor prices. And then we have the target CPMs. There's a third option that lets Google optimize, but in this case, we're going to focus our lesson on floor prices and target CPMs. How it works. By default, a pricing rule applies to everyone and all creative types and sizes. However, you can optionally specify pricing for individual advertisers, brands, sizes, and more. Within a rule, the price setting with the higher price applies. For example, on the screenshot that we're seeing below, we see that we have different pricing rules for different countries with different price options like target CPMs and floor prices. So these rules help you maximize the revenue based on the inventory that you have. Remember that the pricing rules, they work for most of your demand from programmatic. It affects the following programmatic demands: open bidding, AdX open auction, private auctions, first look pricing, and then some line item types like price priority, network, and bulk. Let's jump into the implementation with GAM. Before you begin creating your pricing rules, we strongly recommend that you do a brief analysis of your data. What are the best demand partners? What are the sizes that have the highest CPMs? Maybe check geographies, etc. Based on the information that you find, you can start creating the pricing rules. You can go to the section of inventory, click in pricing rules, and then just click on new unified pricing rule. We're gonna create one and use banner in US. You can name it to whichever makes you feel more comfortable. And then on targeting, you're gonna choose whatever targeting is necessary. For this example, I'm gonna use the US. And then I'm gonna choose inventory format and banner. You can see here that we have the option of setting a price for everything or for specific items. We're gonna start with the first option. So you have floor prices, and here you can add the CPM of the floor price. We highly recommend that you use target CPMs. This is going to be more dynamic and it's going to allow you to maximize your revenue. This is also based on the information you're going to analyze. Here you can add special prices for different advertisers and brands. For example, if you figure out that Coca-Cola is buying lots of inventory from you, you can select a special CPM price for them and for several advertisers that you choose from. Additionally, you can target different categories or creative types. As you can see, you can add more pricing rules. For example, if you want to target a pricing rule for a specific size, let's say you want to do 300 by 250 size, you can either include or exclude as you saw previously. And just click on done. And you also have different sensitive categories of several that you can choose from the list and maybe add a special pricing rule for them. And finally, the creative type, whether if it's video or display. Remember, after creating your pricing rule, that you need to monitor the performance of it because it may happen that your revenue decreases or it affects in somehow the how the demand partners are buying from you. So it's always a dynamic search, and you can always mix and match different pricing rules, create experiments, and just try to work different things and different combinations so you can maximize the revenue for your inventory. Best practices. Remember that before starting to create your pricing rules, we highly recommend for you to pull a report maybe for the last 30 days so you have a good amount of data to design all the strategies that you need for your pricing rules. It's important to understand which are your best formats, best placements, geographies, maybe see it per device, per browser, or even which are the advertisers that are buying from your inventory. This way, it gives you an idea of how much buyers are paying at the moment and maybe what are interesting opportunities that you can take advantage of to maybe have a higher ECPN with your pricing rule, or where maybe you can do some experiments with lower to see if it increases revenue. Remember, the combinations are endless. Based on the above, you start creating the pricing rules of your preference. Remember, you have a 200 pricing rule limit, and that you can target all your inventory for those pricing rules or specific advertisers. This is always something good to have in mind because that way you can take advantage of all the possibilities that Ad Manager has prepared for you. Then remember to use the target CPM so you can maximize revenue and avoid losing requests due to price floors. Finally, remember to monitor your pricing rules. You have on the screenshot a card that appears on your homepage from GAM where you can see the performance of your pricing rules. We've reached the end of our lessons. We learned a few things about unified pricing rules and price floors. With unified pricing rules, you can organize your inventory to maximize your revenue. Remember, you have two different price strategies to apply them: price floors and also target CPM. We saw some best practices that you can apply, and try to always experiment and analyze the rules after working them out so you can be successful in monetizing your inventory. Make sure to have this lesson in hand so you can check it out later with all the information that we provided for you. Thanks for watching!